Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to present this brief talk. It's supposed to be a poster. A student named Lawrence Jauk, he came to me during the Corona lockdown period and said, "What can I do in your lab?" And I said, "Nothing, because the lab is closed." So I said, "You have to move outdoors, you have to do something in the field." And so he was interested in studying the vibratory communication of the Russian leather beetle. Maybe we should not say Russian during these times. Just call it leather beetle. Russian is misleading because it can be found across Europe as well. The Latin name is Osmoderma eremita. It belongs to the Scarabaeidae. It's a cryptic species because it spent most of its life in trunk of hollow trees. And it's not preferring a special tree, it just has to be an old tree with a hollow inside. And it produces a pheromone called gamma-decalactone, which is the smell of old leather. That names the beetle. You can see it lives in oak trees and other trees as well, so it's not very host specific. In former days it was regarded as a tree killer because people thought when this beetle appears it will kill the tree, but the opposite is true. This beetle is now a protected species, an endangered species, because it is preparing the tree for other species. So it's very important for the ecosystem to have it in old trees or to conserve it. But almost nothing is known about the vibratory communication. So what we did is we just put a laser vibrometer in the near of the supposed beetle colony at the tree trunk. And so we did this outdoor field recordings with a portable Polytech laser vibrometer, and we recorded the data with a Zoom field recorder. You can see an image here because the trees where we know that there are beetles inside, these leather beetles inside, they were labeled and we were quite sure, we were quite confident to record from this beetle, and we compared it with recordings from trees where we were quite sure that there were no leather beetles inside. So the labeled trees got their label because in Styria we use the sniffing dogs. They can sniff this gamma-decalactone, and when they start to bark, we know, okay, this is a beetle infested with these beetles. What are the results? So we got recordings from 6 trees and 6 control trees, and as you can see, there are many more vibratory events in the trees with the beetles. And we tested various statistic models just to see is there an influence of wind or temperature. And the best model was that the event rate correlates with the time of the day and the temperature. So this is most important for predicting the event rate of these signals that we recorded. And as you can see on the right side of this slide, we also found we found a difference in the frequency spectrum of trees that were infested by these beetles compared to the control trees. I just want to shift this a little bit. Maybe I can do this. Can I shift this a little bit? Okay, thank you. Because we found in beetle trees, we found this frequency band between 160 Hertz and 1200 Hertz. This is the frequency range where the beetle signals can be found, and that's why we think it would be possible to build a device that can be used to detect this beetle inside of these trees, and not just use the sniffing dogs, because dogs can also bark when there are other dogs around. So it's not a very reliable system to use these dogs. Yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.